What's going on, everybody? Necrophage here, and I'm bringing you guys the second run through of the contracts that I've made in Hitman Absolution, and this one is titled Brothers Grimm, and this one is pretty lengthy compared to the first contract that I made, and we do kind of cheat a little bit by passing an invisible barrier in the level itself, which starts our animations for our targets a little sooner than we need them to, but hopefully that saves us some time. But like I said, this contract is lengthy, and patience is a key, so let's just jump right in to what the contract details are. First thing you notice different of this contract compared to the last one, you have two targets this time. So you're going to have to keep your eyes out for both of them. And like I said in the first contract, where you guys make your monies in the bonus conditions. So only kill these two targets, don't be spotted in performing the act, and no disguise changes. Keep your disguise on, don't switch into any other character's disguises. If you break any of these conditions, you'll lose some money with your total payoff. But how we kill these targets is the bread and butter of this mission, and we're going to do it with an explosion. Yes, indeed, boys and girls, we are going to turn these targets into bacon bits, and I wouldn't give you guys anything less. And since we do kill these targets with an explosion, we have to procure the explosives on site. You don't go into the contract itself with these explosives. So we're going to have to get them, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And since we are talking about what we're going into the contract with, let's move over to the other screen. And here you guys are starting off the mission with your shotgun, of course. You know, if shit goes down, you got something handy on the side, and I always feel more comfortable when I have a shotgun close to me. But second thing, you're going to have an ice cream truck disguise. And I thought it would be fun. Chinatown has all these clerks around, and that's a little homage to Twisted Metal anyways with the ice cream suit. It reminds me a little bit of Sweet Tooth. You'll see the homage in the title itself too, Brothers Grimm. It's another character in there. But anyways, this is what you guys are going to start off with in the mission, so let's get started. And right off the bat, just like in the first mission, I'm going to start running right away. As soon as the mission starts, I'm going to get to where I need to be. And it might not look like it here, but I'm holding down that run button just to get to where I'm supposed to be at the right time. And right here, you'll get to a doorway and there's a knife on the floor. Don't use it to eat because I'm afraid you guys might catch something. But we're going to throw it up against that wall there and distract this first cop. Just to my left here, you can see him walking past me right there. And that's going to give us time to get the explosives from the car. And I want to make a little detour here, and I'll get back to this in a second because it's intentional. But we're going to get this bottle, and we're going to throw it up against this wall, and that will distract the second cop right there. And then you basically can just run up the stairs after this, get the explosives, and then make your way back down. Try and put it away before you make it back downstairs, because if the cop sees you right here, you're immediately spotted, and you're going to have to start all over. It's going to kill your time, and it's going to take away some money right off the bat, so you're gonna have to start over. But there's your target on the left, King, and then I saw him for a second, but on the second story of this building you'll see your second target. And I think I'm actually going to take the explosives right here and throw it in the window, because later on in the mission these two targets will actually go up into that apartment building together, and that's when you can kill both of them at the same time. And it's a little tricky right here with the explosives. You have to aim the arc and throw it as quick as possible, because if you have it out for too long, what's going to happen is either one of the cops down that alley will see you, which I'll get to later on also too, those cops. There's about 3 of them down that alley. And here comes your first target. But if you have it out for too long, either the cops will see you, or there's a store clerk right behind you, and she'll spot you. So if you don't have your arc aimed at the right time, then put it away and then re-equip it and then aim your arc again and then try to throw it, because if you take too long, like I said, you'll get spotted. You have to restart there also. But back to the reason why I made that detour in the beginning. I basically tried to force the game to start the animations of the King and of Mickey, just so that I can save a few minutes in time. Hopefully, it's probably seconds, but I just wanted to get the game going through the motions of the mission before I was ready for it to happen. So it's all in the interest of time. It's just so that while I was doing other things, the game was getting the contract ready for me to execute quicker. And that was basically my main methodology for this mission while I was creating it. When I was making it, I had the idea of a mullet in my head. And yes, I do mean the hairstyle. But the idea behind a mullet, the business first and then the party end second, is the concept I kind of wanted to apply to this contract because I wanted to showcase a different play style compared to the first mission I made. The first mission, you could essentially Barry Allen your whole way through it. You never had to stop running. Barry Allen is the Flash, by the way, for all you non-comic book fans out there. But it was time-based. You know, you can essentially run through the whole thing, and you never had to stop to think about what you were doing, you know, besides a few quick glances here and there just to make sure you weren't going to get spotted. But this mission, I kind of wanted it to be set up to where no matter what you do in the beginning, no matter how much you set up, you still have to wait for the game to play itself out before you get the right opportunity to kill your 2 targets and to make your escape. And it takes a long while for your 2 targets to actually be alone and for you to detonate the explosives. So I thought that was a cool thing also too, is to not only use the explosives but to only kill just those 2 targets. And that in the end is the mark of a really good contract, is your sub conditions. And pretty much all I go into making these contracts all with the same sub conditions in mind, in that you never change your disguise, you only kill your targets, and then hopefully on top of that, you know, you can do it in a cool and interesting way. But that last one is, you know, kind of the odd man out if I can't execute those first 2. So definitely when you're making your own contracts, keep those 2 in mind. And trust me, I had a trial and error night of trying to figure out how to make this contract work and to make it cooler than how it's executed in the main campaign. The main campaign, you can get these explosives and just kill the king by throwing it into this huge crowd of people. It's messy but effective, like the contract states. But for this one, since you kill both of them, I wanted it to be just these 2 targets. And when you do finally detonate the explosives, I'll show you in a second how time sensitive it has to be, because you will occasionally kill people you didn't intend to. So I'll speed this up here for the interest of time, just to show you what I'm talking about. So here the king and Mickey finally agree to go up to the apartment and do the drugs that they have stashed up there. And during the campaign, these 2 are doing little itty bitty lines of coke, so hopefully for my mission they're doing it big and sticking their faces in big old bowls of it. But this is the part of the contract where I say it gets a little iffy when you detonate the explosives. You see this cop right here at the beginning of the hallway? He's pretty much the one you have to look out for. There's 3 cops in total down this hallway. There's this one that's walking away now. There's one sitting, there you go, there's one sitting down near TV, just kind of hanging out. And then there's one actually right near that corner where the first cop just turned. And your 2 targets will hang out right here. You can see them through the walls. They're just gonna hang out right before the doorway there. And you're essentially going to have to wait for this cop to come back, and your 2 targets will enter the room while this is happening. But don't worry about detonating the explosives right off the bat, because they'll be in there for a while. So if you detonate the explosives right here, the blast will kind of come through the window and it'll kill this cop, and that'll ruin your condition of only kill the 2 targets. So what you're going to have to do is now your 2 targets are in the room. This cop is going to turn around, and he's going to make his way back down the hallway and see me equipping my explosive trigger right there. And now he's under the security of the building itself. And so I'll detonate it right here. Kaboom! That's right, baby! Flash fireworks right there. And essentially that's the end of the mission. No one saw you do it, so basically hold down that red button and you're out of there. Cops don't even notice you. And that's the end of the mission, guys. That was my original score, and I topped that one. And you'll see all the conditions that I finished. Boom, 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 done. Payoff. 300,000 for 2. Come on, baby. You know I like to give you guys some change. But anyways, that's the end of that mission. Mission 3 briefing should be up soon. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See ya!